because these are the things that will express this talent. And then you will need a new thinking, and then you will need tutelage. So these are the 5 T's. But if you go in the media, before you came here today, the media will only stop at the 3rd one. Because if you go on the media, are we able to pull, yeah, let's I think we can call down Periscope, we'll pull down the RT video. We're going to play a video for you that the media gave some years ago, and you need to hear this, because here we are downloading everything for you. You need all you require to be able to realize what is deposited, what is hidden in you. So we can find out the RT video. So the RT, which is Russian today, CNN, BBC, and most of the media will stop here. They will tell you this first 3 one, and that's the end, because they want to go to the next news item. The media is interested in entertainment and getting your attention. We have to go through everything to be able to give you the necessary conditions to be able to achieve and replicate what we've already got. So they tell you the tools, they tell you the techniques, and they just mention you need it. They won't go down, they won't drill down and say what are the tools, what are the apps that you need to have. When I say somebody spoke 6 languages, do you think the person did it your traditional way of going through textbook? You're wrong. If you go through textbook, it suppresses. It suppresses your textbook, your traditional textbook will suppress it. So let me see what's happening here. Okay, we'll come back to that in a minute. So they'll tell you that so the apps that you require, there are specific apps you require. There are some specific software that you require. What are the techniques, the frequency? If you want to be great at music, how long should you play music every day? Do you need to play music every day? How long do you have to play music for? You'll be astonished. Not more than 5 minutes, but first thing in the morning. First thing before you do anything, you have to play a sample string instrument or wind instrument. There are no ifs and buts. You have to do that. If you do that, it rewires your neural network. It rewires your brain in such a way that your memory and your logic dwarfs that of every single person in your age group. The technology. Some of you still have pen and paper and you write with that, and that's how you retain everything you do. That is very, very, very oppressive. It's oppressive because you don't have optimum, you don't optimize. You are not optimizing. You see, this is what makes me really, really laugh, because these are things that we have said over and over again. We put all of them, not some of them, on social media. We'll put links from them to our page. I know we have a back end to our page where you have to log in and you're able to access things, but even things on the front end are useful enough for you to use, but they don't use it. So then the new thinking, this is what the media doesn't tell you. You have to think differently. Now, let me tell you one of the cardinal errors of thinking. Most people say age, material, then accessibility. So they say the ability of you to access some material is based on your age. So I mean, if you are 6 years old, you can do this. If you are 7 years old, you can do this. If you're 8 years old, you can do this. They are very chronological in their thinking. But in learning, some of you already know. You've seen a 7-year-old that knows things much more than adults. You've seen a 5-year-old that knows one thing. If I came to your house and interview your 5-year-old or your 6-year-old, and they do our genius program, before they even do the assessment, I will demonstrate to you that your 4-year-old, your 5-year-old, and your 6-year-old knows some things that your boss, your manager in the office, has no clue about. So age has nothing to do with the access you have to information. But in schools, up and down the country, up and down the continent, up and down the world, they 100% believe that it's age that determines everything in life. So that's one thinking that we will need to just completely lacerate, just cut it off from you and release you. So do you understand what I'm explaining? You cannot use age as a factor of determining the material your son or your daughter can access. Number two, second thinking is this. You cannot say that learning is a function of time. This is what I'm trying to say. The standard curriculum in schools will tell you, oh, this body of material will take 12 months to teach. And so they estimate that after 2 years, you will have had a body of knowledge to be able to write an exam. So they tell you this is a 2-year program, this is a 3-year program, this is a 4-year program. The foundations of that is fallacious. Is a total fallacy for you to say time and learning have any relationship that is 100% linear. Suggesting that if I have 30 people in the room and I spend 1 hour with them, all 30 will understand my material. I mean, you know that's not true. Only a quarter of the class will understand my material because of their pre-existing knowledge. But this is perpetuated every year in every single school system, and there's nothing you can do about it. So the best for you to do is do what is called adjunct. That means you do the added on. And that's what we will support you in doing. We are guaranteed to support you that. We will speak to you on a termly basis. If we still don't have progress, we'll speak to you on a monthly basis. If we still don't, we'll speak to you on a weekly basis, no matter where you are on the planet Earth. Because the technology that we have today has helped us to communicate with you. So, because we're communicating with you, we are influencing what happens. And then the last one is tutelage. Tutelage is the function of who is your mentor. I mean, who is directing you? Whose life are you modeling? I just gave you an example earlier on for those of you that were on earlier on. Page 14 of the Telegraph. The UK-based Telegraph, page 14, is here. You just need to go online. We'll put a link in up here for you to see. Tells you a fundamental truth that contradicts what anybody has told you before about learning. A 10-year-old spoke 6 different languages. A 10-year-old spoke 6 different languages. A teenager graduated with a master's from Oxford University, the toughest university imaginable. Before you can even get in as an undergraduate, a bachelor's student, you have to sweat if you use the old formula, if you ignore what I just given to you here. So please, all of you must rewrite your objective based on our headlines. So we're going to, let's file an article there. I'm going to file an article to show you that what you have heard so far about our students, about their accomplishments, is only half of the truth. If you get the whole truth, you will set up an explosion, a revolution in your city, because you would have seen that the lowest performing students in your city, I don't care where it is, it can be Singapore, can be in Lusaka, Johannesburg, LA, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The geography has nothing to do with it. The language has nothing to do with it. Let me tell you the 3 key things, most important 3 key things that have anything to do with it, is the tools you are using, the techniques you're using, the technology you're deploying, and then the underlining these tools, big giant flag or foundation, the thinking, and then the tutelage. So if you walk away with new thinking and new tutelage, it is impossible for you not be able to generate wealth. And remember, those of you that have just joined us, I hope you heard what I said earlier. You will be given the opportunity to win a ticket to see Robert Kiyosaki, the wealth master, the man that wrote the best-selling author in the world that wrote Rich Dad Poor Dad, physically. We are hosting him next weekend in London. You will be given a ticket to see Robert Kiyosaki next Saturday if you participate in the quiz that we're going to have at the end of today. You get into draw to be into that. if you participate in the boot camp, especially those of you that were in Cambridge yesterday, and those of you that did the work you needed to do on Friday, good. You can maximize it now. You will be given another opportunity to get a free copy of the best-selling autobiography, Michelle Obama's Becoming. And those of you that follow me will know why. Because Michelle Obama featured our students, featured the school that the students attend, in her book. So we're not just giving the book for free because we want to distribute it. We're giving it because when you read it, you know that Michelle, that was born on the south side of Chicago, had to go through essentially what we're talking about now. People looking at you and classifying you and saying you're not a genius, or you're not good enough, or you're not bright enough. Michelle was told, you're not bright enough to go to Princeton. Don't even apply. Anyway, I don't want to spoil the book for you. You're going to win the book. You're going to get the book. You're not winning the book. You will walk away with the book. Michelle was gracious enough when she came to London. We had a backstage special time backstage, thanks to Sky. So I'm going to play for you the video that informs you of your ability. I know what your school will have told you. I'm sure some of you have watched this video. This is not my video, this is the broadcaster's video, unedited. You listen to this. Let's
Teenagers across the country opened their long-awaited GCSE exam results yesterday. 6-year-old Alexa joined in. This is the moment that she became the youngest successful GCSE maths candidate for 2017. The exam's normally taken by secondary school pupils at around the age of 16. This marks the latest record set by Alexa's tutor, Professor Chris Imapidon, who's guided many a young child through difficult equations. His motto is, with the right tools and techniques, every student is a genius. Well, earlier I met Chris Imapidon, who's also the chair of the Board of Excellence in Education. He came in along with some of his child prodigies, who are all celebrating their results.
I was very proud of myself, and I was also proud of my brothers, and we didn't actually find the test that difficult, since we find it as a game instead of a pressurized type of exam.
So tell me about that, Joshua. Jade says it's a game. Do you agree with her? What are evenings like in your house when you're all studying together?
Yeah, well, we all find it as a game in our house because normally most children think of maths as a hard, difficult subject, but at my house we play games to involve it with maths, which will help us understand maths more easier.
And what about you, Francis? Because these three are all siblings, but you come from a different household. How did you first realise that you were really good at maths?
So with the help of AI, they told me that Manga High was a website which makes maths games, and so then I went to the website, and then there's a bunch of games about maths. And then when I played the games, I started to understand them as I played them over and over again.
And James, how do you feel when you're doing maths?
When I do maths, I feel confident because I think of maths as a game. So
Did you see this? This is the can you hear? If you listen to the interview, there's a common word they're using over and over again. The word I'm using, the word the students are using, the word the broadcaster is using. Did you see the interviewer? Great lady, fantastic lady, but she was very insecure about her maths in school. So what she said is that the right tools and techniques, and then she stopped there because she has time pressure. She has to finish the program she has to air at a particular time. That's the reason I'm telling you that when you read the standard press or the normal press, they just give you half the story. I need to show you, open the bonnet of the car, open the engine, and tell you how to start the engine of genius in your husband, in your wife, in your niece, in your nephew, in your son, and in your daughter. I need to be able to get that through to you. That's the reason why you must complete that task. You must rewrite, now you've seen it, you must rewrite the objective to reflect the new reality. Because the old reality you had before you joined the boot camp stinks. It tells you not every human being is a genius. That stinks to high heavens. And because The truth is, every human being, when they were born with 1 million brain cells. Not me talking. This is available, publicly available research. Demonstrable that when you came out of your mother's birth canal, you had 1 million brain cells. And they took one brain cell and wanted to know what is the capacity of that brain cell. Not just the ability, the capacity. What it can do to the maximum. Because when you buy the phone, they tell you the maximum capacity of the phone. 16 gig, 32 gig, 64 gig, 100 plus gig. They tell you. I'm telling you, when you were born, this is the maximum, they told you. One brain cell is able to compute faster than any calculator, faster than network of computer, faster than NASA's computer. NASA takes men to the moon and brings them back. Costs over $3 trillion to buy their computer. One brain cell computes faster than the whole of NASA computer. So do you know why I get very irritated when somebody tells me I'm not a genius? Because you've been lied to. Because it is scientifically proven, mathematically you're a genius. Linguistically, they've been able to say 15 different languages onto one cell. Meanwhile, you were born with 1 million cells. So don't even begin to insult whoever gave birth to you or your maker, because you were born a genius, period. It's not that you have not applied the genius formula to make sure that you express your genius. You've listened to the system, and the system has suppressed your genius, or you've been influenced by your environment has oppressed your genius, or you work with people that have undermined it and they've repressed your genius. I do not take any of those three options. I work with the first option to where we detect the genius. That's what the first D is from. We develop that genius, and then we deploy the genius. And when we do that, everybody gets excited. Be it in football, like Michael Jordan was cut out of his high school team. Michael Jordan, yes, the great Michael Jordan. He couldn't make the high school. They cut him out. They just cut him out. And some of you were cut out of your high school team for a particular area of genius that you have. And then you believe your high school teacher and say, this is a piece of paper. So we're going to work with you on that. So you're going to send the objective. If you wrote it on Friday, I already have it. I'm going to send it back to you because you have to rewrite it to make sure that it is consistent with this. I'm just going to fire up the PowerPoint slide here, and I'll show you some other cases that you need to work on, because if you're able to work on that, you will understand that what we are saying today is not something that is good, it's not something that is nice, it's something that is absolutely necessary. You don't have a choice about it. It's necessary. I'm going to fire up the other PowerPoint slide, and then please write down now. Write down 5 things, because I've given you 4 here. The types we're going to have. We're going to write down 5 different things that you're working with. Write down new tools that you're going to use. New tools. Write down new techniques. And write down new technology. Write down new thinking and new tutoring. 5 of them will explode and transform any failure, guaranteed failure, in any field. So I'm going to run through this because of the time constraint that we have. I'm going to run through the rest of the PowerPoint slide because you need to completely select everything anybody's told you about your ability. And don't forget, those of you that are able to pick up the Robert Kiyosaki ticket from my page, you get a free copy of the Huawei. This is the biggest technological sensation right now. It's knocking off Apple, it's knocking off Samsung. How did Huawei, a little known technological company, completely wipe off the competition that even the US government and some European governments are afraid of Huawei? You need to know it. You need to read the story. And this, I'm not giving you a downloadable book. I'm giving you a physical book. Thanks to Sage. I did some work for them, and they are excited about what we've been able to do together. And they've given me as many copies as my students, my mentors, my new mentees will need. So I have unlimited copies of a hard copy of the Huawei book talking about leadership, culture, and connectivity. If you ask me to write it, it's genius, culture, and connectivity, or genius and a tool. How was a genius able to be expressed in a communist country that came out to become the most dominant object of capitalism? Don't miss out on this. I'm giving you this if you're able to book to say you're coming to see Robert Kiyosaki on Friday and Saturday. Yes, Saturday and Sunday next week? Yeah, that's what could happen. So you're going to get a copy of the book. I have unlimited copies, and I've given permission to give it out. And I'll give it out to all my students and my mentees. And I'm pleased that you've logged in and you're one of my mentees. Okay. This is the Michelle Obama book. I told you that before. You will get a copy of this book. Why? Because Michelle was kind enough to write in her autobiography about our student, about my mentee, and the principles that we believe in. So I'm doing you no favors if I tell you essentially how you're able to achieve your genius thanks to that. And then Richard Branson book is something that I need everybody to see. If you say you're dyslexic, you're autistic, you have any learning disabilities, quote unquote, or any learning difficulties, call it whatever you want to call it. Your learning difficulties or learning disability like autism, dyslexia, dyscalculia, will repackage it, completely repackage, and you see that it's literally a gift. It's an expression of your preference for learning. It's not a pathology that needs to be treated. We mentioned this before. Some are born great, some achieve greatness. And I spoke to you about Anne-Marie. Please capture this. I want you to grab this, using your screen grab, using your technology, grab this. This is the Express. This is independent of us. Look at what Express said about the achievement. This is not something that I'm talking about. This is what the Mail said. GCSE at 10, Masters at 17, now MBE. This is common knowledge to those of you that follow us. That was the interview on Sky. This is, we talked about multilinguality. Now, can you grab this and tell me which language this is? Because she did an interview in one and then switch on to the next one, see which language this is. So, great. Think of it and then let me know. This, you've heard about how Fabrice, he played football for England. Yes, top. When the game of football was invented. Wiped off the whole thing because he was originally told that he was nobody, no good in anything. Absolutely no good. I'll demonstrate to you, I'll show you the school report. Mediocre is not even the word, it was below sea level. Below mediocre. Using these three things I told you to write, tools, techniques, and technology, underlined by a new thinking, with the right tutelage, he cleaned up world records. So every single megastar wants to see Fabrice. That's Piers Morgan, that's Evander Holyfield, that's the Guardian newspaper. The Guardian describes it as the most mathematical Premiership football player. So you see, I'm not trying to tell you that genius has only to be in the classroom. It can be in sports, it can be in music, it can be in entertainment. You just have to discover, we just have to work with you to be able to outline what is hidden in you and then be able to release it. You have to release it. Those of you that are familiar with my relationship with the Murtala will have seen this several times. This is the official University of Oxford website. You need to write this down. You need to grab this screenshot. I had a young lady brought to me by her mother when she read about the stories we played earlier on and the footage and what the Telegraph was saying in this particular publication. What Telegraph was saying in this publication. And so, looks as if everyone associated with you is successful. What about my daughter? Can you do something? Say, of course we can do something. And we walk through that, understanding that there's a genius innate in her, born in her, created with her. You can't deny it. And supported her and worked with her and showed her how to use the tools, the techniques and technology. When she went to our school, an inner city school, inner city comprehensive school in Hackney, one of the then poorest performing borough educationally. The counselor, career counselor, told her, people like you cannot be admitted in Oxford. You don't have the ability. And a lot of people will have heard that. You just say you don't have the ability, you don't have the capability, you don't have the knowledge, you don't have the money. They tell you all sorts of things you don't have. So I cut a long story, we worked with her using these tools. She didn't just get into Oxford, she got a scholarship to get into Oxford. And while at Oxford, when they looked at the assessment, what she did, Oxford featured her as one of their best students. You know, schools come up with their best students to show the world how good they are. Listen to this. This is Oxford University website, the official. It said, here are the great students we've had. And look, guess who's number one here on Motola currently. This is a screen grab from Oxford University website. Guess who's the next person? Adam Smith. Adam Smith is the father of modern economics. Christopher Wren. Christopher Wren is a worldwide known architect. Everybody knows him. Greatest pioneer of architecture. Indira Gandhi. See, can you see? If she had believed half of what you believed, she would not even begin to attempt, because the school said, do not fill the form and include Oxford. You are not good enough. So if she was not given these tools and worked with them, she would believe them. She would have gone to any other university. I'm not saying any other university is not good. I'm just saying that you are the best, so you have to aim at the best. If you don't aim at the best, you have let yourself down. And most of us have been taught to leave ourselves down. So when Michelle came down to Oxford, Omotola was the person that chaperoned her. There were people that in London, G20, Michelle Obama was here, Barack Obama was here, every single world leader was here in London, begged, wanting to take a photograph with Michelle Obama, wanting to take a photograph with Barack Obama, because Barack Obama was the biggest, the greatest nation's leader economically. This is the most powerful person on planet Earth. You can take that to any bank. So everybody wanted to take a photograph with him and his wife, and this is his wife hobnobbing with who? A girl from the most depressed borough in London. A girl from one of the schools that you've never recognized. In her school, nobody in her school before her had ever gone to Oxford, period. That's the truth. Better write that down. And they exchanged addresses. This is what I'm trying to expound your mind to know, that these are the great and the good. This is not a Photoshop image. This is directly from Getty Images. You can Google this and get that to tell you that your case study is just around the corner. This is Sir Ben Ainsley, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-time Olympic champion gold medalist. We're sharing this, and do you know what is interesting? He confirmed everything I'm telling you. Sir Ben Ainsley confirmed everything I'm telling you. The story was not used on Sky, so that's Omotola here with Ben Ainsley's sea craft or aircraft or the watercraft he was using, as he calls it. Okay, so that's Chimamanda that I mentioned earlier. So now you know, and this is, write this down because this is Joshua. This is a screen grab from his LinkedIn page. At the age of 17, ladies and gentlemen, 17, he's already completed his degree program, and he was given a job by Goldman Sachs. Here is it, here. If you don't want to believe him, believe his school, his university, Queen Mary University of London. Look at him, Joshua Brown. Look at, this is not something that anybody can contest with. It's visible evidence for you to understand that. So this is Nick, at the age of 17, built an app. The app sold for $30 million. You can't know that there's a genius in you. If you follow the pattern, at 17 you'll be struggling to do your high school exam. Nick walked up to me at the London Evening Standard event and said, "Chris, I've heard so much about you. Would you like to be my mentor?" So I'm just trying to bring out why tutelage is one of the key things. But the media cuts the story. And so now you know, or we don't have time for Jack Dorsey. Now you know this is what you never see anywhere. This is what is never taught in school. It's never explained. The role of the technologies and tools, that's never ever talked about. They concentrate on what is called what a vague, nebulous, natural talent. That is neither here nor there, and nobody can ever work on. So I want all of you to carry out this exercise. I'm just going to fly through this. And if you have any questions, please try and put it, especially if you've already submitted your objectives. If you submitted your objective, make sure that you put your questions here. If you haven't submitted your objective, I won't be able to give you any feedback because this is not a lecturing session. We interact. So if you know you submitted your objectives on Friday or you sent a revised one yesterday just before the Cambridge program, please try as well to be able to work on things like this. Now, if you want to write a good objective, listen to this. Look at the headline. Maths was just a game for a pair aged 8 and 9. They passed high school exam, a totally different family from the previous one you watched. This is not related to the previous family. They already aced high school maths at the age of 8 because they saw it as a game. I know you listened to the RT video earlier on, and I'm going to give you another one. The twins, age 8, clean up University of Cambridge exam. Totally different from the previous case study. I'm going to walk through now. Sarah is 0, radically different from the other family. So I'm bringing you case studies after case study from people from different continents. Asia continent, different continents, different economic background, those that speak Mandarin, those that speak French. We're demonstrating to you that it's not based on race, it's not based on gender, it's not based on what they told you when you were 16. It is based on 5 things. 5. Number 1, what tools are you using? There's a farmer that lived a while back. When he retired, he had a younger farmer to do his work for him. And the younger farmer came very enthusiastic, and said, do you know what? The first day I went out with my tool, I cut such a large area. The second day, with the same tool, with the same enthusiasm, same me, I couldn't cut as much as I did the first day. Then the third day, it was even smaller. So I was asking a retired farmer, I said, what am I doing wrong? The farmer said, you use the same tool? Say yes. Bring the tool for me. He brought the tool. Tomorrow, before you go out, come and pick the tool back from me. Took his tool and sharpened it. Sharpened the tool. And when he came back the next morning, he gave the young man the tool. Said, okay, go try it. He went and tried it. You can tell what happened. He cut even a larger portion equal to the first day. So, when he finished, he was so excited, he came back and met the old man and said, can you tell me, what did you do? What happened today? Because, did you say something to me? What did you do to me? Because today, I cut exactly the same length and area as I did the first day. He said, yes, I know. He said, because if you use one tool over and over and over again, you need to sharpen your tool. So if you use the same tool as your grandfather used for pen and paper, don't be surprised to start getting lower results. So if you want to get better results, you've got to use a different tool. So that's the reason why I was sharing with you. It's an A-level computing star, Anne-Marie Maffido, shares a secret with Sarah Ezima. Sarah and Anne-Marie are not related. They don't have anything common biologically or genetically. But she was able to equal her because of these tools, techniques, technology, thinking, and tutelage. So I just want to make sure that all of you here, I see your objective today before you leave. If not, I'll call security. I'm going to work chair to chair, desk to desk, and I'm going to make sure before you leave this room today, because you're part of the boot camp, I must see your new objective. And then we will tie in the tools that you're going to need to be able to realize this objective. And then we will review it. We will review it after one term. So you write your objective that you're going to equal that of Sarah Zeno, if your son is or your daughter is her age, and then you go for it. And then put this down, the website, www.excellenceineducation.org. Put it down and make sure that you follow us on social media so that you understand what's happening. So we're going to have a Q&A session, we're going to have a real time where we're going to walk through every single thing you've written down and make sure that your objective is not just realizable, you are part of the next event. If you're booking in for the next event, if you are in London, the 27th, 28th, and 29th of June, and you have anybody that has had any problem with science, with science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, STEM, anybody that's STEM, then go to our Eventbrite and make sure you book on it. And I promised you that if you are able to book on that, you're going to get 7 webinars, one each week. You're going to get a special bonus, what the math secret, what 9997. You're going to get a scholarship report. This is a scholarship report that tells you every single major institution what they require for scholarship. You can have that. PISA is the international assessment of teenagers all over the world, and each country is ranked. This is where we got this particular graph from. This is a PISA graph. Tells you China, OECD, developed country, the UK, and then USA, and then you can then see how your country fares and what you need to do to support your son or your daughter if your country is underperforming. So if you're able to zoom on that, you can zoom and pick it up. So you need to know where your country is faring as far as mathematics is concerned, reading is concerned, and science is concerned. We will give you that for free. We will give you access to the website for free, and it's what, $2,997, and then we'll give you a special event link to Oxbridge, all of it for free. So all you need to do is join. If you're able to sign, you're not even paying any of this. This is not even applicable because it's all commercial. What we're going to carry is only a contribution. I'm volunteering my time, by the way. I'm getting paid. I won't get paid for this. I'm interested in raising the next generation of geniuses. I'm not getting paid. I wouldn't ask for any remuneration for this. But all proceeds goes to Grenfell Tower. You would have heard about the tower that got built in London. All proceeds go to Grenfell Tower. So please make sure that you remember what you are signing in for, and you know the benefit that you are going to get. And we don't want anyone to pay. This is the commercial and all rate 2009. No, we don't want that. We don't even want to pay 9997. Just send us. Go to the Eventbrite. We'll give you the code. You're able to get for less than £600. You're able to get in for 3 days of intense work. So if you have any question, let us know. And most of our students have been featured by the world leading media. You've seen that before. That's BBC. You've seen CNN. You've seen Sky. You've seen the Telegraph. You've seen tons and tons and tons of media. We won't have time to go through the literally thousands, tens of thousands of coverage that we've had. So we're going to walk through every single person here. I need your objective. I need to be able to realize that. And I need to make sure that we're able to replicate this today. So if you have any questions, we'll take your questions. And if you don't have any questions, I have questions